You've probably heard the name Saul Goodman, a lawyer who always seems to be in the middle of a mess, but somehow he always manages to come out on top. Whether you love him or hate him, one thing is clear: Saul knows exactly how to handle hate. He's not just a lawyer, he's a master at turning obstacles into opportunities, criticism into motivation, and hatred into fuel for his success. But here's the twist: what if you could learn from him? What if you could take the lessons Saul teaches us and apply them to your own life, especially when people hate on you or try to bring you down? Think about it. How many times have you faced hate or criticism? How many times have you felt like the world was against you? Saul Goodman might not be the hero you expect, but his way of handling adversity is something we can all learn from. In this video, we're going to dive deep into Saul's world and uncover the strategies he uses to deal with hate, how he thrives even when everyone wants him to fail, and why his resilience, confidence, and adaptability can teach you how to succeed in a world that's often unfair. So if you've ever wondered how to deal with the haters or how to turn their negativity into your advantage, keep watching, because today you're going to learn from one of the most controversial and smartest characters to ever grace our screens, Saul Goodman. The name alone is synonymous with manipulation, cunning, and a sense of survival that defies the odds. He's not your average lawyer. In fact, he's far from it. He's the kind of character who knows exactly what to do when the world turns against him. And if you think about it, Saul Goodman has one of the most powerful life philosophies, one that can teach us all how to handle hate, criticism, and adversity. You see, Saul didn't get to where he is by trying to be liked or loved. He got there by embracing the fact that some people are going to hate you, and that's okay. We all know the feeling, the sting of being hated, the frustration of being judged unfairly, or the crushing feeling of people actively wishing for your failure. It's something that can eat away at your confidence, leaving you questioning your decisions and second-guessing your actions. But let me tell you something Saul Goodman taught me: don't run from the hate, embrace it, use it. Why? Because hate is just another form of attention. It's energy. And energy, if you know how to harness it, can propel you forward. Saul Goodman is the master of embracing negativity. He doesn't shy away from the fact that people don't like him. He uses it to his advantage. Every insult, every criticism, every person who tries to tear him down becomes a stepping stone on his path to success. He knows something many people don't. When people hate you, they're watching you. They're talking about you. They're engaged. And that engagement, it's powerful. If you can take that negative attention and turn it into something positive, you become unstoppable. Now let's talk about one of the most painful sources of hate in Saul's life: his own family. Saul's relationship with his brother Chuck is a perfect example of how deeply personal hate can run. Chuck, despite being a brilliant lawyer himself, despises Saul's tactics and lifestyle. Chuck sees Saul as a fraud, someone who tarnishes the reputation of their family, and he constantly tries to bring him down. Chuck's hatred for Saul is personal. He can't stand what Saul represents. This creates an emotional conflict that Saul has to navigate, especially when it comes to Chuck's constant rejection and attempts to destroy Saul's career. But Saul doesn't let it break him. Instead of crumbling under the weight of his brother's disdain, Saul uses it to fuel his actions. Even when Chuck manipulates situations to push Saul away, Saul keeps moving forward. It's a bitter, painful battle, but Saul's response is always the same: he adapts and survives. Now, you might be thinking, but Saul is manipulative, he's not a good role model. And yes, you're right, Saul is far from being a traditional hero. But one thing you can't deny is that he's a survivor, and his survival is rooted in something crucial: resilience. Saul isn't someone who gives up easily. In fact, no matter how many times he's knocked down, no matter how many times he's betrayed or backed into a corner, he always manages to bounce back. And that's because resilience is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Saul's resilience comes from the fact that he has a deep understanding of one thing: the world isn't fair, and that's okay. Life doesn't owe you justice. It doesn't care if you're a good person or not. The world will test you, it will tear you apart, and it will challenge you in ways you never expected. But if you can survive the tests, you come out the other side stronger, more experienced, and more capable. Think about it. How many times has Saul been on the verge of losing everything? His career, his relationships, his freedom, all of it has been on the line at some point. But what does he do? He adapts. He doesn't sit around moping or waiting for someone to save him. He takes action. He takes control of the situation even when the odds are stacked against him. And that's the key to Saul's success. His resilience is not about ignoring the obstacles, but about facing them head-on and finding a way through them. But resilience alone isn't enough. What Saul teaches us next is how to turn our enemies, our haters, and our obstacles into fuel. Think about it. Most people see their enemies as threats, their obstacles to overcome. But Saul, he doesn't see his enemies like that. He sees them as opportunities. Every person who stands in his way, every individual who tries to bring him down is just another person who's giving him the energy he needs to push forward. Saul doesn't fight fire with fire. He fights fire with wit, with intelligence, with strategy. He's a master at outsmarting people, using loopholes, bending the rules, and finding ways to turn a situation to his advantage. And here's the kicker. The more people hate him, the more they try to tear him down, the more he thrives. Why? Because they underestimate him. They think they've got him figured out, and they think they can break him. But Saul, he knows better. He knows that as long as they're focused on him, they're not focused on anything else. And that's the opening he needs. Now let's talk about adaptability, which is one of Saul Goodman's underappreciated skills. The world doesn't stop changing, and neither do Saul's methods. One day he might be negotiating with criminals, and the next he's dealing with high-powered executives. One day he's a street-smart hustler, and the next he's dressed in a suit, talking his way out of a jam. Saul doesn't have one strategy, he has many. And he's not afraid to switch tactics if the situation calls for it. He understands that life is unpredictable, and you can't survive by holding on to old methods if they're no longer working. Instead, you have to evolve, you have to grow, and you have to keep adapting to the changing landscape around you. And this is something most people struggle with. We like to get comfortable, we like to hold on to what we know, to stick with what's familiar. But the truth is, the world doesn't care about your comfort zone. If you want to succeed, if you want to thrive, you have to be flexible. You have to be willing to change, to pivot, and to adapt in order to stay ahead of the game. And Saul Goodman does this better than anyone else. But perhaps the most important lesson Saul teaches us is confidence. If there's one thing Saul Goodman has in abundance, it's confidence. Confidence in his abilities, confidence in his decisions, confidence in himself. And that confidence, it's contagious. No matter how ridiculous his ideas or plans may seem, Saul never falters. He stands tall, he owns his choices, and he never second-guesses himself. People follow him because they see his confidence, and they believe in him, even when they know he's not always playing by the rules. And here's the secret to Saul's confidence. It's not about being perfect, it's not about being right all the time. It's about believing in yourself no matter what. When people criticize you, challenge your decisions, or doubt your abilities, what's the best way to respond? Confidence. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to seek validation from others. Stand firm in your choices. Own who you are. If you believe in your actions and you know why you're doing what you're doing, then nothing can shake you. Not the haters, not the critics, not even the failures.